Hello YouTube, welcome to my YouTube channel, Anna Bella, and today I am doing my Southwell Minster or Southwell Minster or Southwell Minster. There's about 3 different pronunciations, all correct by the way, for the Minster. So starting off, we get this cute little bag because we bought some stuff. Isn't it cute? Southwell or Southwell Minster goes back to 1011, which is the year after the Battle of Hastings. I got this cute little magnet of the Bramley apple glass window, which is also in a round shape. There you go. I got some prayer cards, so they're quite cool, and they have a prayer on the back for each one, so that's quite nice. They were free. Got this cute little guide which explains the cathedral gardens and palace that they have there. So this is the inside of the church. So you've got the nave and various bits and bobs and the layout. Very handy as you go round. Huge shout out to the guide Sally and Richard. Very informative they were. There was also, because Southwell is a Church of England church, which I know, or in this case, Minster/Cathedral. They had a walk of reflection with the Stations of the Cross. The Stations of the Cross, primarily a Roman Catholic thing, but we're not going to get into that now. But this was so nice because they had a different metal artwork for each of the 14 stages, and they were tactile, so you could touch them, you could feel them, you could see where the cross was, where Jesus was, and various other bits and bobs, which is great if you've got a sensory disability, or anybody really, because they were absolutely stunning. I absolutely loved them. I thought they were so effective. But that was that. And then I got another Southwell Minster or Southwell Minster had a really good Bible section, and it literally had a lot of British translations, Bibles in British English. As you know, it's quite difficult. This is another NLT because, you know, New Living Translation seems to be the translation we're going with this year. But look at this cover. It is really basic. It's basically a glued binding. You've got, you know, paste down liner there. It's pretty much the same as all of my others. And then you're in, but it does have translations team, and then you're into Genesis. It doesn't have any book introductions or anything like that. It's just the biblical text. And if we go right to the back, it doesn't even have a glossary or a table of weights and measures or any maps. It is literally just the text. But what is really nice, if I can get this bird to cooperate. Yeah. I know. It's not going to last long if you treat it like that. But look at this stunning design. So you've got Jesus on the cross there. You've got the trees. Wise men. It's absolutely stunning. Burning bush. Noah and the Ark. Absolutely stunning artwork, which is why I got this. It's a spec. So the NLT is finally in the UK and it's really being pushed. There were several other translations in British texts that I could have had, and they were all pretty much the same like this, though some of them did have, shocker, a table of weights and measures and maps at the back. But I got that one purely because I don't have a copy of this one, and I think I'm probably going to get some of that plastic sticky stuff over it because that bird deserves protection. It's the dove, obviously from Noah. Oh, look, fish. Yeah, you could look at that and pull all sorts of stuff out. So that's pretty cool. And I also got this new book because, if you hadn't heard, the Archbishop of Canterbury is now a woman, Sarah Mullally. And this is a really interesting book. It's brand spanking new and just out, and it's by Darton, Longman and Todd. It was $8.99, which I thought was really good price. It's got a really good Archbishop Sarah Mullally, the biography of her. And that was a fascinating read because she is actually dyslexic as well as being a former head nurse for the whole of the NHS, which is fascinating story in itself. They then have got 10 chapters on things that are affecting all churches, regardless of it being the Church of England. But obviously this is written with the Church of England in mind. Separation of church and hate, facing truth with honesty, nationalism, racism in the Church of England, a place for all bodies, welcoming and empowering disabled people in the Church of England, sitting outside, encountering Christ, the Church of England, LGBTQIA, inclusion, same-sex marriage. When the rights are rolled back, let justice roll like a river, trans, non-binary people in the Church of England. Some might say they have 2 chapters, but we're not going to get into that now. Falling among thieves, understanding, responding to the church-related abuse, safeguarding in the Church of England, challenge inequality, change practice, deepen spirituality, poverty in the Church of England. I'm hoping that also covers spiritual poverty, cultural poverty, educational poverty, and actual money poverty. And relative poverty, if we're going to go there. Hopes and opportunities for the world, climate care, and the Church of England, so environmentalist chapter. The thread that binds us, the challenge of global Anglican unity. Now that is particularly hard because there's already a schism forming, because there's a schism of the schism, because the Church of England is a schism from the Roman Catholic Church, but it's also high church and low church. Within it, it's a broad church, but there is a schism happening in the global Anglican commune because of Sarah Malali's appointment, which is really sad. Conservatives, particularly from Commonwealth countries, are going off and doing their own thing, but also there's some issues within the UK regarding an archbishop, because they've had female bishops and we've had female priests, female archbishops. There's still a bit of an ick around that, which is ridiculous because it's 2026, but biblically you can see where they're coming from, but it's just like, oh, get over yourselves already. And then 10 is the bleeding silence, the mission and the Church of England. And then there is this excellent afterword by Rowan Williams, former Archbishop of Canterbury, and I believe, because Sarah is the 106, Justin Welby, who left 105 because he couldn't cope with the safeguarding issues and scandal, and Dr. Rowan Williams is the 104th Archbishop of Canterbury. And then you've got different write-ups because each chapter is done by a different person. So it's basically sort of 10 chapters offering their viewpoint on issues that the new Archbishop of Canterbury, regardless of gender, is going to face. And I think that's fascinating. And what is really interesting is they actually haven't included a chapter on women in the Church of England, which is just fascinating in itself. So there you have it. I'm enjoying this book. I've read like 2 chapters so far, and I'm currently in the nationalism chapter, which is very topical and current. So that is basically my haul from Southwell or Southwell or Southwell or whatever it is, Southwell Minster, which is a little historic town in Nottinghamshire. And I'm going to end up going back there because there's also a National Trust workhouse, which I want to go and see. So I hope you've enjoyed this video of my Southwell haul. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and stay safe wherever you are. Bye!